In this section of the course, we will discuss how we can replace the default text-based Agentforce UI with the custom LWC powered form. We'll also go and do a hands-on where we will go and create one lead creation agent that collects the structured data through a custom form and finally displays the created details in a styled confirmation card as well. So folks, if you are looking for a detailed course on the Agentforce where you want everything should be covered from the very basic to the advanced topic with the step-by-step hands-on example, do check out my course available on the Udemy, which have more than 20 plus hours of content which talks specifically about the Agentforce. This course do cover everything from the very basic foundational knowledge to the legacy Agentforce builder, how you worked on the agent script, how to work on the prompt builder, how you can invoke your agent from the Apex, LWC, flows, and the multiple things. The topic that we are discussing in this particular section, that is the custom lightning type, is also available here. In case you want to access the code base that I will be showing you in this particular section, you can again access that particular code base directly from this Udemy course. This course not only cover the Agentforce but also have a detailed sessions on the Agentforce vibes as well as the headless 360 as well. So I hope this course will help you to exceed your knowledge related to the Agentforce. As we discussed in the past videos, we already understood that Agentforce is conversational. In the Agentforce, user will type a message and the agent respond with the text. This works great for most of the use cases, but let's take a scenario of an enterprise where they have to go and feed the data into the multiple fields. Again, if they do this via the conversational way, there will be too many to and fro's and they will not get the expected output with the minimum clicks. To achieve this kind of an experience, we have to go and think about something where we can perform the validations of the user input, where we can go and give the structured form to the end user rather than just giving the plain text bouncing back and forth. For let's take a scenario again for an enterprise user who will be creating the leads all day. If there will be too many back and forths, the experience will be quite slow as well as the frustrating. And this is where the custom lightning type will help you to fix this. With custom lightning type, instead of sending the multiple messages, user will see a single form with the text input, combo box, validation, everything that needs to be submitted in the one shot. And finally, the output that you will get can be in a more structured form as well, where you can display the SLDS card showing all the required details for the user. With custom lightning type, the entire experience will transform. Instead of sending the multiple messages, as I said, user will be having the one single form. Now, let's try to understand the CLT into more detail. When I say the CLT, I mean the custom lightning type into more detail. So whenever we worked on the custom lightning type, it works into the 3 layer. You can think of it more like a pipeline where you do have the layer 1, which is your agent script, and the Apex. This is handle the orchestration part. It defines what data you are collecting, what Apex classes processes it, what will mark as an input, as well as the output for the CLT rendering. Everything that goes into the first part where you will go and put your agent script as well as the Apex logic. Then there's a layer 2, which is a very important layer, that is the lightning type bundle layer. This is more like a glue layer, right, which will help you to glue between your agent script and the Apex as well as the LWC. Here you go and specify which component is responsible to take as an input, which component is responsible to display as an output. Again, both will be the LWC, but there are different JSON files that needs to be defined for the input as well as the output. Again, previously we have to do this manually, but Salesforce have made the experience quite easy now. We can do directly this kind of a setup from the setup menu, and I will show you that approach only. Okay, now the third layer that we do have here is the lightning web component. Right, this is what the user will actually see. This is where you have to go and specify the editor form for the output and the renderer form for the editor form for the input and the renderer form for the output. So Typically we go and define each layer as layer 1, what data and where needs to be sent, layer 2, how to connect the data with the LWC, and finally we do have the third layer which will define how it looks to the user. We will go and deep dive into each layer down the line as we move further. So let's talk in more detail about each layer. So first one that we do have here is the agent script. In the agent script, under the action, you have to go and specify which action is responsible for input and which action is responsible for the output. Here you have to specify the complex data type, and you have to make sure that you are also putting the is user input value is equal to true as well. Similarly, to display the output, you have to make sure that it displayable output should be equal to true, and you have to specify this complex data type. Again, the complex data type that I'm talking about, this complex data type needs to be defined under the Apex. When we do the hands-on, I will explicitly show you where this particular complex data type that needs to be defined with @invocable variable. Then we do have the second layer, that is the lightning type bundle, where you have to specify the lightning type for the input as well as the lightning type for the output. One key point that I want you to take a note here is for the input, we do have the editor.json, as well as for the output here, we do have the renderer.json. Again, this editor.json needs to be linked with the input lightning web component that you will define, and this renderer.json needs to be linked with the output component that needs to be defined. Again, there are certain considerations that you have to take care whenever you are building the lightning web component as well. There are certain properties and the events that you have to make sure you are defining it correctly whenever you are building this lightning web component. Again, I will deep dive into this layer in more detail once we start building our lightning web component. So kind of an example that we have to build here is we will be building the lead creation with the CLT, where the user will say that create a lead. Our agent will show the CLT editor form. The user will go and display the structured form. The user will fill all the 6 fields and then finally click on the submit button. As soon as user clicks on the submit button, we're going to invoke the Apex, which is responsible to create the lead. And finally, our agent will go and render that created lead record with the lead ID and the other details. And whatever the output that user will see, it will be in the more styled form. These are the different components that I am planning to build for this example. I will be creating the lead creation service. This is our main Apex class where I do go and define the lead input as well as the lead output. Here I mentioned, right, we have to go and specify the input lead data as well as the output lead data. This complex data type will be the part of the lead creation service. Also, this is the class which is responsible to create the lead record as well. So all the business logic along with the wrapper will be available inside this particular Apex class. Then I will be building the lightning web component, which is responsible to take the input, another lightning web component which is responsible to display the output. I will be building the 2 lightning types for the lead input as well as for the lead output. One additional point that you have to make sure that you are also building the Agentforce action asset. Although you are doing it using the agent script, for the CLT, it is mandatory that today you have to go and create the Gen AI function. So this is the additional component that we have to go and build. And finally, we will be building our agent, which is doing all this orchestration. I will show you step by step how you can go and build this particular CLT component and get it rendered with the help of the agent script.